What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more video game music, and oh my goodness, I'd like to start by giving a major shout out to friend of the channel, Patreon member, but also longtime personal friend, Chris, a friend of mine who lives up in Alaska, who I've been playing the Halo games with just about going on 20 years. I think we probably started playing or met each other playing Halo like fall of '04. It was a couple months, I think, after the Halo 2 original launch, and yeah, ultimately we've remained good friends. He visited California once when I think he was down here on work, like remote work, or not remote work in the modern sense, but in any case, the point is he's a good friend of mine for a long time. We share an interest in a lot of different video games as well as talk about a variety of other things, but he sent me as an early Christmas present the Radical Dreamers vinyl for Chrono Cross. Now, I've talked about it when I did a few reactions to the Chrono Cross soundtrack. And indeed, I plan on getting back to more video game music reactions, especially now that I've been inspired by receiving this. But I mentioned Chrono Cross, a tie at least for my all-time favorite game, and one of the games it would probably be in a tie with is the earlier game, or the first game in the franchise, Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo. I think they're both fantastic. To me, it's not which one's better. It's, one is a certain type of painting and the other is a different type of painting. I would say Chrono Cross takes more risks in terms of what it does with the gameplay, the narrative, the scope of the game. But I think it works just as well as Trigger. And ultimately, it's on a system that's slightly more advanced. So the music in this game, the music in Chrono Trigger, legendary, epic, fantastic. But the music in Chrono Cross, made by the same composer, Yasunori Mitsuda, it's even better because it comes from slightly more advanced hardware, is what I would say. But this is amazing because, again, this has been one of my favorite games ever since I played it in the 90s, and I don't think I beat it, for a couple years. You can beat it a few different ways, but to beat it the right way, it definitely takes some effort, and for me, it wasn't until the very early days of people putting information about games on the internet that I think I figured out exactly how to do it. So yeah, it's a game that takes place in a kingdom created in Chrono Trigger, or in a world created in Chrono Trigger, and it has to do with time travel and alternative skeins of reality, and trying to go back to a branch point and getting events to play out differently. And at the heart of it all is a story about a parasitic alien that is introduced in the first game. But the point is, I was not aware that there was like a vinyl of this soundtrack, but I cannot wait to listen to this. And indeed, it seems to start with a track that I have never heard as part of the soundtrack, which is to say, I think this might be the end credit track. I'm not certain, but again, if you beat it the right way, which takes some doing, you get this like 20-minute ending which goes through multiple phases, and at the very end of that, suddenly, during the end credits, it clicks into this live action movie, and this woman who is always just kind of off camera and seems to be one of the major characters of the game, though again, you can't quite confirm it. She's walking around modern day Japan, and again, like, I won't spoil it for people who haven't played it and who might end up seeing it on a certain channel that might end up playing it. But the ending, before you get to this point, indicates that in different skeins, in different realities, these two characters might always find their way to each other. So suddenly you're watching this woman in a live action video go around Japan, with the implication that maybe somehow now in this dimension, in this world, she might be trying to find that very same person. And this track plays. It's essentially like a kind of sad, melancholy sounding J-pop track. And again, I don't know if that's what this is. Maybe it's just a piece of game music from the game, which in that case, I didn't know it by the name that we see here, which is Dreams of the Past, Memories of My Soul. So, and it's always, I have a lot of Japanese soundtrack CDs, and they always have these little tabs on the side with like the information for the release, and apparently Japanese records do the same. It's very interesting. Shout out to the Frozen Flame, which, again, may make sense one day. Oh, what is this? Oh my God, look at that. Look at I love that they bring that character along. But yeah, this is a character who goes by the nickname Kid, and she's the person we see walking around at the end. Oh, shout out up here, didn't see you. But yeah, she's the person in the live action ending, the best ending that we see walking around. Look at this. It's, it's the vast majority of characters from the game. Incredible. Just, Chris, you are massively appreciated, man. Shout out to Yasunori Mitsuda, and apparently there's an interview here. It's pretty short, so I guess I'll read at least part of it. Actually agreed to take part in the release of Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition vinyl back in 2018, so it's been 4 long years. So this was just 1 year ago, okay. So it's been 4 long years in the making. However, I personally could not be happy to present this important work to the masses in this manner. I wish to express my sincerest thanks to the fans who bought this record. Shout out to you, Chris, and shout out to me for now having this. As you know, it's been 22 years since the release of Chrono Cross on PlayStation. Crazy. Technology has made leaps and bounds in that time, and it's rare to experience. And that's crazy because of the way, traveling in both Trigger and Cross back and forth in time and seeing different technological levels, but also what that can mean, for better or worse. And it's a rare experience, such love for an older game. From so many. It's rare to experience such love from an older game, or for an older game, from as many people. This love could be attributed to the lay of the land back when the game was released, or even the fond memories of the people who played it. However, I think it's the captivating story at Chrono Cross's core that manages to touch people no matter the era. I would agree with all that. If you think of music in terms of story, the melody is the plot. No matter how good the tonal quality, how professional the performers, how advanced the technology, what matters is that the melody stays with the people who hear it. As a composer, I always believe that music of that caliber will never be obsolete. It will never disappear. I think this response right now is all the answer I need. The songs on this record, except for the new song, Dreams of the Past, oh shit, Memories of My Soul, were all created 22 years ago and have been forged anew. Oh man, I made sure to select songs that I'm particularly fond of, or those I wanted to redo from a new perspective, okay? To the listeners, I hope to convey a sense of nostalgia, surprise, and freshness as you turn your eyes toward new endeavors on the horizon. Fucking hell. Alright, well, major shout out to Yasunori Mitsuda, major shout out to, again, major friend and friend of the channel, Chris, and we're going to listen to this new track, composed anew for this release, which, in a way, it's even more exciting than what I thought it might be, which is a tune that I love, but that I do already know. I will say, I do hate these little, rounded inner jackets are not always my favorite, but, such is the minor concern and nitpicking of a vinyl collector. In any case, let us listen to the new track composed by Yasunori Mitsuda for the Radical Dreamers Edition vinyl, a tribute to an update for the Chrono Cross soundtrack, 22 years after its composition. And yeah, this is called Dreams of the Past, Memories of My Soul. Fluff on the vinyl, or on the stylus, not acceptable. not only do I think that's beautiful, but it's clever. There's like hints of motifs and some of the soundtrack tunes from the original score, but it is anew. And indeed, like with the vocals and the way the vocals are delivered, it reminds me a bit of that end credit tune. Not quite as melancholy, but a bit of that flavor, but also a bit of the home village like music flavor, a bit of the like world map flavor of the home dimension, which is to say Chrono Cross, your character gets sort of sent into a different dimension where everything is sort of the same except he's supposed to have died long ago, and so like everyone in that world is like, wait, you're who? No, that kid died when he was little. And so when you go to your home village in that world, the music is different, and that's a running theme, is that the two worlds, they look basically identical, but there's so much different, which of course relates to what you learn about what's happening and what happened and what can happen. But yeah, there's the hints of the motifs and themes in a number of the tunes, but it's something new, and I think it's a fantastic addition to now the evolved and multi-decade ongoing musical story of Chrono Cross. So once again, shout out to Yasunori Mitsuda. As I mentioned, the soundtrack for both Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, and I guess at this point I might as well just reveal it. I'm going to start playing Chrono Trigger, and once I beat that, I will go to Chrono Cross. I'm going to post the first video for Chrono Trigger on Christmas Day. That's my plan. But admittedly, I am still going through Star Control 2. I'm getting closer to beating that, so I'll probably post the first Chrono Trigger video on Christmas Day, and then maybe wait till I've beaten Star Control 2 to then really dive into Chrono Trigger. That's the plan. But then once I beat that, as I said, we'll be on to this, and anyone who doesn't know this, in any meaningful sense, can get a closer look at what it's like to go through that game, which as he said, I think the reason it stands out to me and many others over the years is because it's just so well written, and it's like when you play it and when you beat it for the first time the right way, it's like, oh my god, like it's an emotional experience. You spent a couple months playing it, however long it takes you, but not every game gives you an ending where you just like, I don't even know what to say. But this one definitely does. So once again, big shout out to Chris. You are massively appreciated. Shout out to Yasunori Mitsuda, and shout out to anyone who's been watching the video game playthroughs. There are many more coming. So let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.